you guys, it's been a long time. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like every single time I post a video this year I say it's been a long time, but hey, I don't know. The topic of today's video is mental health. That's where I'm starting today, and by start, I mean start blogging and doing videos again because I've been missing. I'm ready to get back into this and I'm feeling a little bit more like my old self, and yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm breaking this into two videos. One video is going to be just kind of what I've been going through recently. If you're interested, you can watch that. Maybe you'll relate to some of the things that I've been feeling. I don't know. That'll be the next video. In this video, I just wanted to talk about mental health in general and kind of the things that we go through as patients. Also, I'm on the subject of mental health because in less than a month, I'm headed to Orlando, Florida, because it is National Crohn's and Colitis Awareness Week, the first week of December, and there is an Advances in IBD conference down there. One of the things that I'll be doing there is I'm going to be moderating a panel about mental health. It's going to be live, so you guys can watch it as it happens, and that's why I'm telling you about it right now, because I want you to be there. So that's going to happen. It's the first week in December. I think that the actual date is on the 4th, and that's a Thursday. So please tune in, and you guys are going to be able to watch it. You can hear what we have to say, and you can also ask questions as it's going on. Come up with some good questions about mental health, and I will select some, and we will answer your questions, and I'll have a good talk. Alright, let's just get down to business here. So I want to do a little experiment with you guys. I want you to raise your hand, or mentally raise your hand, or nod your head yes, whatever. I'm going to ask you a question. The first question is easy. Who here has Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or some type of chronic illness? I do. Next question. Who here with a chronic illness who just raised their hand has ever had it impact their mental health? Silly experiment, but if you raised your hand to the second question, has it ever impacted your mental health? My guess is every single one of you raised your hand. Having a chronic illness, especially if it's severe, it's going to impact how you feel about yourself. It's going to impact how you go about life. It's not easy. It's difficult. I knew that you guys would raise your hand, but maybe you didn't know. Maybe you feel like you're all alone and nobody else gets it, nobody else understands, because I felt that way a long time ago. Sometimes I forget where you guys might be because it's been a long time since I felt that isolation and that loneliness and felt like I was the only one going through these things. I just want you guys to know that all of us here, it's all impacted us in some way mentally. There was a time when I felt like I was the only one going through the things that I was going through. And in my world I was, because I didn't have any friends or know anybody in my life who had IBD. And I wasn't at a place where I ever talked about it, so it was like this huge secret that I was keeping from the people around me. And when you feel like you have all this stuff going on that just nobody understands, that's difficult. I isolated myself all the time, especially when my symptoms were really active and things were pretty severe. I kept myself from doing things because I was embarrassed, and just because I was so sick it was difficult to do things. There was just so much going on. And I felt so alone, and my mental health was suffering majorly. I didn't have an outlet, I didn't have a way to deal with it, and I really did think that I was the only one. So I wanted you guys to know, first of all, that you're not the only one, and that chances are every single person here right now watching me has felt the way that you feel. And also, there's something else that I wanted to say. There was a time when I first started going on the internet, and I started reading blogs, like my blog, although no blog was as good as my blog. It's true. Just kidding. But I started reading blogs, and I looked on YouTube for videos. Back then there was like nobody doing IBD YouTube, but I would read people's stories, and I just wanted to relate to somebody. I just wanted to say, yeah, Like, that's how I feel, or that's what I'm going through. And I felt more isolated because I would read these stories of people who were never sick and they seemed to just be doing fine. Like, maybe they were sick for a little bit, but now life was great and they were working out and super fit and traveling and doing all this stuff. Even when things have been like good for me, it's never been like that. I did have some good years in high school, but I just couldn't relate to those people, and I felt more isolated. And that was really hard, because then I was looking at patients, I was looking at people like me, and felt even more isolated because my life wasn't like that. I'm going all over the place, but whatever. Point being, I just wanted to say, maybe you look at me and you follow me on social media, especially if you look at like my Instagram and you see me posting pictures of me like having fun and traveling around and smiling. I just wanted to say social media is a lie. Truthfully, this year has been very difficult for me. I was in the hospital months out of this year, and then I came home and I had to get better, and I went back into the hospital. I've kind of been going through this depression, but if you look at my social media, you can't tell, because I'm not going to post pictures, sad pictures of myself and be like, this is the worst day of my life, because that would be awkward. So you're going to see pictures of me having fun and smiling and hanging out with people. But really, social media is a lie. You might look at IBD advocates like myself and other people and think they're not like me, they're not going through the same things, and some of them aren't, but I am. And I just wanted to kind of remind you that it's not all happiness and whatever you see. I just want to talk a little bit about mental health, and the way that I look at it is I look at it kind of in two ways. I look at having Crohn's disease for myself, whatever you guys have, but I look at, for me, having Crohn's disease and how that impacts two things. How it impacts my relationship with myself and how it impacts my relationship with other people. And I think all of that is kind of what affects our mental health. Some of the things that come to mind to me are isolation and isolating yourself from the world. I know that I did that a lot when my symptoms were really severe, when I was going to the bathroom so many times a day and the urgency was so bad. I remember living in the dorm in college, and my friend lived a few floors above, and I had to take the elevator to get up to her room. I remember thinking, I can't even get in that elevator, because what if I have to go to the bathroom and I can't get out? Because that urgency is so bad. I had seconds to make it to a toilet, or I was going to have an accident. This was back when I wasn't talking about things. None of my friends knew that I was having accidents. The person that I was dating didn't know that I was having accidents. I kept it a secret. I did my best to keep all that stuff inside, and that was really difficult, and that impacted my relationship with myself and obviously with others. And I've done this over years because I've been sick ever since I was a little kid, so I mean, it was most of my life until I finally learned to accept things and talk about things, and I stopped going out, I stopped having fun. I just felt so alone, and that led to depression. It led to anxiety. Of course, anxiety is a big thing we deal with. Anxiety over the future, and will I be able to work, and how am I going to support myself, and what kind of job am I going to do? It was this constant worry. There's so much anxiety involved. You guys always talk about dating and relationship anxiety, and I felt that way too in the past. So I understand that. So this affects your relationship with other people. Body image is a big one that we all deal with. Surgery scars, ostomy bags, weight gain, weight loss, like all that stuff. Everything that's happening to your body that's not in your control, that sucks. That's hard to deal with. That's going to impact your mental health. I hate when my body does things and I have no control over it. You know, if I gain weight or lose weight and it wasn't something that I had planned, it upsets me because that's not what I wanted, but now I just have to deal with it. This is how I look. If you've ever gone through depression, all these things that I just mentioned and more can lead to being depressed. If you are sick, severely sick for so long, and you just, you know, it wears on you. It wears on you physically. It wears on you mentally. If you are feeling like a burden on your family and your loved ones, that's gonna wear on you and make you feel bad about yourself. Not being able to work or not being able to go to school, missing a lot of school, having friends make fun of you or ask you questions, or having people not get it. All of these things and more, I could name off so much, can lead to depression. And I've certainly been there. I've been there many times. And depression is not a joke. It's not just like feeling sad here and there. You might sleep more. You don't look forward to things. You don't want to get out of bed. Just everything sucks. There's no point to anything that you think. Like, why even bother? You're just so down, and it's long lasting. It's not just like a bad day, but it's a thing. And that's hard to deal with. So, whole point is, having IBD or any other chronic illness is difficult, to say the least, and it's going to impact your mental health. It just is. It's going to. It's going to impact the way you feel about yourself. It's going to impact the relationships that you have with other people. I could sit here and make this video forever long, and I'm really trying not to, but I also want to give you like content that you can relate to. And so if you're going through depression, if you are having anxiety issues, if you feel bad about your body image, or you feel guilty that you're a burden on your family, so you think, or your loved ones, or if you are having trouble with relationships, even friendships, if you're younger and you can't stop isolating yourself, or you don't know how to talk about it yet, all these things they're a thing, it's a big deal, and there's help. There's definitely help, and that's what I wanted to get to, is you can do things that'll make you feel better and that'll help you in the long run. To not make this video super long, I'm not going to get into that so much right now, but I will in future videos. You guys aren't alone. That's really just what I wanted to kind of remind you again today. We're all in this together, that I've definitely been there and I still go there, and you'll hear a little bit more about what I've been going through in a bit. I'm always here for you guys. I'm not always the best at responding right away because I too have a life, and I too am sick, and I too go through stuff. So, but I'm always listening to you guys. Yeah, hopefully I'll get back into being better about videos and making them more interesting. Please read the description bar below, because I always have more to say at the end. Plus I leave links to things that I think you might be interested in, or like other things that relate to the topic I'm talking about. Stuff like, I don't know, just go read it. Alright, until next time, bye!